Watch and burn.
Hey everyone! So tonight I wanted to discuss Godspeed You Black Emperor's newest, and that is Godspeed at State's End. Now, does that title have more of a cryptic meaning? Is this the end of Godspeed You Black Emperor? No, I don't think it is. I think me bringing that up right now is actually kind of stupid, actually. There is something, though, very final about this. Everything from the sort of like, everything about this is sort of restrained. Usually Godspeed kind of throws a lot more weirdness into each release. And whereas on one hand, this release is very Godspeed in the sense that everything about it is still just as strange, there is something really final about it. And I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Maybe it's just that the artwork on the front and back are so, like I said, there's such restraint shown. And especially the cover, which I absolutely love. It's kind of got this like never-ending feel to it where the two flowers are spinning endlessly, like I said. But yeah, I can't quite figure out what it is about this album that feels like it's the end of something. The other thing that I do find odd about this record is that this is probably Godspeed's most like complete release ever, as far as paying tribute to like their like Slow Riot and Infinity roots, all the way up through like the heavier UXO days, right up until this, where their sound has gotten so much bigger and it has such a crushing sense of impending doom, and the production's gotten bigger and bigger. And like I said, this seems to marry the old and the new together really, really well. And I never really felt that on any of their previous releases. It was almost like each Godspeed release was 100% independent of the rest of them, and it operated sort of like on its own without any like almost knowledge of the fact that there were prior releases from the same band. Each record was able to stand that much on its own that it didn't need to come from a discography. Like each album from Godspeed was like a new chapter in like a never-ending evolution. And this seems to embrace Godspeed as a whole. Now, that's not to say that their other releases don't sound like younger Godspeed, older Godspeed and everything, because that's just not true. But parts of this, especially the two shorter tracks on here, which names I'm not going to bother, they're really long, and they're Godspeed track titles. I mean, who the hell knows what any of them mean? I'm sure they have some deeper coded this or that going on, but I don't know what the hell it is. But the two shorter tracks, the smaller of the two vinyls, they really seem to kind of like bookend their entire discography. Like they sound old and they sound new at the same time. Parts of them could have come straight off Slow Riot, and then parts of them definitely released last year. And like I said, I never really found that with any other Godspeed release. All the other Godspeed releases, they seem to be like very much walled off and unto themselves. Like they were made in a state of isolation, all the way to the point where it was like the band wasn't acknowledging that they'd done anything prior to this. So, this is great. I would say, too, that Godspeed has a history of stellar songwriting, all the way back from their Infinity Slow Riot days with songs like East Hastings and Kicking Horse on Broken Hill, all the way through everything that they have done since, especially on Lift Your Skinny Fists. I found Lift Your Skinny Fists to have some of the catchiest stuff they've ever released. But this stuff on here it's just as big and just as scary sounding as anything Godspeed's done. But there are parts of this that are so musical and so catchy, like I said, that these guys could be totally fucking competition for Taylor Swift. I mean, you could see it too. They could tour together. They would help each other sell massive amounts of records. I mean, I could totally see that. I could see them jumping in on like something off Folklore. Completely. Folklore is like Taylor Swift's Godspeed album, right? I know, who am I kidding? Everybody knows Red is fucking Taylor Swift's Godspeed record. But yeah, this is amazing. Again, Constellation have knocked it out of the park as far as the design is concerned and how well constructed the album is. I love the cover. It's really, it's raised and it's slick in the middle and sort of, I don't know, it's more of like a vinyl feel over the flowers. And this has that traditional heavy cardstock vibe that Constellation is known for. Inside, of course, you get it's nice and doubled. I love it when they have like the double gatefold, regardless if there's 2 discs or whatnot. I love it when bands do this. It's so much more fun to display them this way. As far as the releases themselves are concerned, you get one small, one large, both being played at 33.5 revolutions per minute. This here would be the record that I was speaking about earlier, where I said that this sort of encompasses everything they've done, and this could have fit in on Slow Riot, for example, or it could have fit in on Godspeed at State's End. I gotta learn how to talk. And I will say too, the other thing, fuck, what am I crushing in here? Oh, it's just a bill. This is annoying. I feel compelled to keep these things, and then when I keep them, I don't want to crush them, because then what's the point in keeping them? And the other thing I found surprising about this was that I found there's a download code. And with my other Godspeed vinyl, they don't have a download code. Now, I don't know if that's because the person screwed up when they were being manufactured and they didn't include them, and I just happened to not get them. But this came with a download code. Very surprising. But yeah, so look, I'm going to go. I think I have discussed Godspeed's new record enough. And thank you so much for sitting with me while I discussed Godspeed You Black Emperor's new album, Godspeed at State's End. If you like this review, please do something nice for somebody. And I will see you guys soon, because I have done a lot of these. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.